With bear season right around the corner, I'm going to share some tips with you that I've learned over the last 20 years that's allowed me to be successful on over 40 black bears. First and foremost, make sure you check your local state's regulations on bear hunting and the rules of baiting. You can pick these up at your local sportsman's warehouse or at your local fish and game office. Make sure you call the local fish and game office for any questions you may have on baiting. The tricks of the trade is I like to use a 55-gallon drum for most of my baiting. You're able to get those online anywhere from $40 to $60, and they already have the hardware with the top cut off usually, so you can take it out, take the lid off and put your bait in there. You're gonna have to cut a hole in the side. This hole's a little larger than I like, usually 6 to 9 inches. Remember, the bigger the hole, the more the bear's gonna be able to get his head in there or his paws and be able to each out of house and home. If you've got it farther away from the road, you're gonna have to haul feet in. You wanna make sure you have a smaller hole, about a 6-incher, so he can only get his hand in there. These barrels are big and bulky, and throwing them over your shoulder, getting them 1 or 2 miles off the beaten path is very much a challenge. I like to utilize the Alps Commander pack and frame. With this shelf coming down like that, I can put this barrel on there hands-free. I can get this thing 1 mile or 2 miles away from the beaten path. And I'm gonna tell you what, the farther away you get it from the regular public and the roads, the better off you're gonna be. There's a lot of different baits that work really well, whether it's stale grease, bacon grease, burnt donut grease, stale bread, Danish, just about anything. Bears aren't picky, unlike my kids. But when I'm gonna have to put this stuff on my back and get it a couple of miles off the beaten path, I don't want it to be disgusting and have a chance of spilling and getting all over me. So I built a recipe over the last 20 years that works just perfect for that situation. I like to use a dog food as my base and my filler, and we're not looking for nutritional value here for our favorite dogs, so I buy the absolute cheapest dog food that I can find, and I like it to be in one of these Tyvek style bags like this. What that does is it repels rain and water, and when it's the spring, a lot of times you get rain when you're trying to pack in, and if it's not one of these Tyvek style bags, chances are you're gonna get wet, it's gonna come apart and it's gonna crack, you're never gonna get it to your bait site. I've learned that from years of experience. All right, this is the secret weapon, strawberry jello. Remember when you walk in the kitchen and you can smell mom cooking that stuff? Man, it smells so good. Well, bears' scent glands are about 100 times better than us. So when we're cooking this down here, they're gonna smell that miles away. It's gonna ride those thermals up the mountain, tell them that the dinner bell's ringing, come on down, we got a meal for you. Once we've got a good boil and we've had it going for a while, we're gonna dump in these marshmallows. It's gonna turn this into a nice sticky substance that we're gonna go ahead and dump over the top of that dog food. I'm gonna let this boil down and continue to get nice and sticky. So at each bait site, I'm gonna go ahead and dump in a 50-pound bag of dog food, and I'm gonna do 3 total burns. The first 2 are gonna get dumped in on the dog food, and I'm not gonna worry about mixing that up. I'm just gonna let it run over the top. But the last burn that I'm gonna do, that is a mix of my jello and my marshmallows, I'm just gonna drizzle it all over the ground by my bait. What drizzling it in front of the barrel and all around here is going to do is every bear that comes in here to eat is going to get that on his feet and on his scent pads there. And when he goes back up the mountain, or she or the cubs, what they're going to do is they're going to carry that scent up the mountain. Every bear that comes across their tracks is going to smell my delicious mixture down here at the barrel and follow it down here for another meal. Once you've got your bait all set up and ready, I recommend that you have at least 2 trail cameras, sometimes 3, and make sure you have bear boxes on them. For some reason, bears are super attracted to cameras, whether it's a lens or whatever it is, or they hear the clicking. I've got numerous cameras that have got teeth holes in them from the bears going ahead and biting them. But it's gonna allow you to take an inventory on your bears when they're coming in. Are they coming in daytime during legal shooting hours, or if they're coming in at night? It's not uncommon for them really big boars to only come in late at night. But if your sows are coming in earlier in the day during daylight hours, as the rut kicks in towards the end of late May and early June, chances are that big boar is gonna come following. Once season is open, you got bears coming in, and you're gonna be able to sit the bait and ready for a shot. You're gonna wanna be able to utilize this barrel to be able to judge a bear, because bears are truly one of the toughest animals to judge. A mature bear that's 5 or 6 years old is gonna stand up roughly 30 inches at the shoulder, and that's gonna go to about right here on the barrel. We've got one at the office that's a 6-foot bear, and he's got an 18-inch skull. A good bear, not a great bear. A truly giant bear like the other one we have at the office, is 36 inches at the shoulder, had a 21 and 12/16 inch skull, and when I shot him was number 80 in the world. He's a giant. He stands over the top of this barrel. So if you see one when his body looks like it's the size of this barrel, shoot him. Bears are creatures of habit, so once you've found a good bait site that has a good number of bears, keep utilizing it year after year. What's going to happen is you're going to grow bears up. Bears that were cubs that came out with their mother that came here to eat, they're going to get 6, 7, 8, 10 years old. Big mature bears that you want to shoot are going to know that this is the best cafe on the mountain and it's always full of food. I hope these tips help you this year and this spring. Best of luck to you.